Good morning. My name is Robert Stanley, and this is my Week 5 assignment for FTH212 Striker Fire Pistols. This week is a 5-part application. Unfortunately, when it comes to this, early on in the class, I had already done some of these items within this. So the trigger pull that I had got with this firearm when I first got it and put it together, it was at about 5 pounds, 4 pounds. Now currently, because I did not like the 5 pound, 4 pound trigger pull, I had already installed the some of the aftermarket components. So I put the excuse me, I put the trigger spring, the new trigger spring, and all that in, and reduced everything down to 2 pounds. So when I did my trigger pull this morning, again, my trigger pull is currently at 2 pounds of pressure. When it comes to the polishing and all that, I could show you down here in the pistol. I put polishing fluid on here, and nothing was rubbing whatsoever after I had upgraded the feel. Or not the polishing fluid, I'm sorry, my layout fluid. So I put some layout fluid on, didn't notice any real rubbing, any real nothing. So I polished all the metal for the trigger, took all the layout fluid off, smoothed it up, and currently right now I am sitting, and I will redo this. I'm actually sitting at about 1.5 pounds. So, and that's the first one. I'll do another one. So that one had it at 5, and that was my mistake. There we go. So I'm right at 2 pounds of pressure. So I mean, after all that, installing my aftermarket trigger, I actually feel a big difference with this pistol. I've taken it out. I fired it. I know last week we did our night sights. Unfortunately, I cannot take my camera into the rifle range, so I couldn't show you the results. But lining up my night sights was actually pretty spot on. Had to make a slight adjustment. But with the new trigger and everything, the lightweight trigger, it actually feels very smooth. If I had to change anything on this, would be this trigger safety. I think it's more of a hindrance than it is anything, especially when trying to do your trigger pulls. This particular trigger itself is not ideal. So again, I feel like I'm gonna take a hit on this assignment because everything was done during week 1 when I did all this. So again, I've already upgraded the trigger assembly. The only piece that did not get upgraded is, let's see if I can find it here, is this piece right here. It's the Ghost Tactical. When I put this on, I could not pull the trigger whatsoever. And when I mean I couldn't pull the trigger, I couldn't get the... Nothing would function properly. So if I had that in here and cocked it back, that would not happen with this Ghost Tactical piece in. So this is about the only upgraded piece that did not go into this pistol. And again, other than that, everything about this now has been altered when it comes to the components inside. I mean, I put the lighter spring here on my guide rod for my recoil spring. This is actually the lighter 16 pound recoil spring. I had got rid of the stock one. I put that in. Again, I got the 2 pound trigger spring, sear spring. Everything about this has already been done. So again, I know I'm rambling at this point, but there's nothing I can really do other than give you an updated trigger pull, which again is at 2 pounds. I had no rubbing with the layout fluid, so I put the layout fluid in. There's no rubbing whatsoever. So I cleaned the layout fluid off. I polished it up. Trigger pull didn't get any smoother. It wasn't hard to begin with. So polishing it up, I didn't feel a difference in the trigger pull. Sorry, I'm peeking off over here. And then again with the aftermarket components, it was done week 1. And that's where I feel like this course could have gone a little better. Telling us to build the weapon with the stock parts before doing anything else. Because if you give me a pistol and you give me upgraded parts, or you give me a rifle with upgraded parts, and week 1 says nothing about building it, week 2 says nothing about building it, I'm just going to go ahead and build this thing, and I'm going to put whatever I want in it. So, other than that, again, I'm probably going to take a hit on this assignment, because a lot of my stuff was already done prior to this. So I hope you guys enjoyed this this course, this 5 weeks. Sorry this week wasn't very informative, but again, I'll see y'all soon. Start up the Hammerfire course next week, so be prepared. I will have some Hammerfire knowledge for y'all starting next week. Talk to y'all soon.